Hey, this is Don Warren with Open Houses USA. Today on our agent profile, we're taking a little bit of a different turn, and we are going to talk with Therese Barefield, who has a nonprofit organization, For Change Financial, and we're going to just kind of discuss some things here. There's a as everybody is well aware, there's a lot of places out there that will charge you money, or you do a lot of things. But one thing I like about Teresa is she wants to get you the right information, and she wants to be able to help as many people as possible. So, Teresa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Therese Barefield, and I'm the founder of For Change Financial, and it's a nonprofit organization. I started this organization, it's about 3 years now. And prior to that, I was actually an insurance broker. And I had a very successful career for about 14 years. And I really, despite the fact that I had a lot of success in my business, I really wanted to do more. And I saw a need for financial education. So I really kind of researched, and I don't know if it was fate, but I wanted to start a nonprofit that really gave back to the community, the people that really need help with financial education, and really trying to figure out what's going on with their finances and be a trusted, safe place for people to find out what they need to do to reach their goals, whether that's home ownership or just trying to get out of debt.
Absolutely, and that's a big thing. There's a lot of education that's lacking, and that's for a variety of reasons on there. And so the more that you can bring that to the forefront and being a trusted source is good, because one thing that I've noticed is that there are there are a lot of credit repair companies, a lot of different things that will say that they will fix your credit, but having the education to actually uh, change the habits that's needed to change, and to be able to get educated right and be put on the right path. That's something totally different, and can put you on definitely a different path for the rest of your life on there. Some of the services that y'all offer?
Yes. So, like, as you mentioned, credit is a huge thing. I would say 95% of the people that come to us have credit issues in one way or another. So we have a number of resources depending on the individual and what they want to do. I developed the platform so that it is a do-it-yourself platform that they could go online, feel safe that they're not going to have to pay a ton of money because everything is free at our nonprofit. All of our help and resources that we provide are free. So we have online courses if they're interested. We have a huge Rolodex of guides if they're looking for something specific. We have over 100 step-by-step guides. Let's say you're trying to rebuild after a bankruptcy. So we have guides for some people that just want to do it themselves and they don't really want to talk about it and they want to do it on their own time. And then we do offer things like one-on-one coaching for those that really want to have that extra support. So despite the fact that our nonprofit is online, we do have that one-on-one connection with our coaching clients that are interested in that service. And that really does have a great outcome for a lot of our clients that do that one-on-one coaching, because it is a mindset and behavior thing when it comes to credit. Really understanding where you are with your credit and where your goals are, and having that extra cheerleader behind the scenes checking in with you and encouraging you that not to give up and change your mindset can really make the difference.
So it is something that you walk with them through, even as they're going through the individual resources. What is it can that say someone is, whether they've been having issues or not, and something that they need to overcome, or just want to uh, just get better educated and more knowledge. When they come to you, what can they expect, and how is it that they would reach out to you?
So the best way is to set up a consultation call, and I think I did give you that link. And that's the best way to really get to know somebody. Despite the fact, like I said, we're an online platform. We love the fact that we're unique in the aspect that we like our one-on-one conversations with the client. You're not just treated as some random number here. We definitely want to get to know your situation. And I think that consultation call is really important because we really kind of define what your stresses or struggles might be. And how to get to that next point and really kind of get everything organized and encourage the person to take the next step, because a lot of the time it's hard to get started, and feel like, okay, I am going to be able to own my first home, like, or I am going to be able to get my credit score from a 500 to a 600 so I can qualify. So just those small little things can really help, because a lot of the time when it comes to finances, credit or debt, people don't talk about it, right? It's a touchy subject. So a lot of the time you don't know, maybe your family members or really good friends might be struggling with something like this. And it's easier to talk to somebody like a nonprofit that doesn't have an invoice that you have to pay, and you could get that encouragement and that resource and education you need.
And now if someone is needing some help with their, say, getting their credit in order on there and, to, credit disputes or different, because I know that's a kind of a common thing to try to get certain things removed off of the credit. Is that something that y'all can help with, or that you have a resource that can help them with that?
Yes, we definitely help. Like I said, we do have a number of resources. We have actually a course that teaches them to do it themselves. If they want to do it themselves and really learn the nuances of credit disputing, we have a program. Um, I would say a lot of people like us to kind of carry the load for the disputing. And how it works here is, we on that conversation, that consultation call, we go through the credit report. We come up with a game plan that the client feels comfortable with. And if it comes to disputing like an item, like late payments, maybe even collections, sometimes people don't even realize that they have collections. That's very common right now. So that is something we can help and guide with the dispute process. And, we use legal, methods. We don't make up, some things that, are really not the truth. We're very ethical in our mentality when it comes to disputing. We don't make false claims. There are a lot of stigmas out there when it comes to credit repair, and I don't want to put anybody in a worse position or do anything illegal, so we're very ethical in our dispute process.
Well, that's awesome on that, because that's one thing too. And on social media, eh, fortunately, I haven't been seeing it for a while, but for definitely for a while, and I'm sure it's still out there, just not popping up on my feeds, where you see some real dubious claims about being able to do certain things. And it is understanding credit and how FICO is determined and scores and different things. It's a real confusing process anyway, as it is to understand. And there's been efforts to make it better. And just from my younger years to now, I've seen that difference. But what what are maybe some of the top suggestions for someone that is just trying to that may already have some basic credit issues, late payments, or totally missed payments, or something that's gone into collections. Uh, what are some of the top things that you would say is just far as someone that just kind of needs to get on the right path to making it right?
So the first step I would say is to get all three credit reports. It's very important. I know that when you look at those credit reports, there's a lot of information and it's very difficult to kind of sort it all out. But it's important because a lot of the time, if you're already starting to see maybe some late payments or collections, a lot of the time we find that people don't realize there's stuff on there that maybe isn't even theirs, right? It's, somebody else, maybe a family member, or it's, completely incorrect information. So that is really important, I think, for people as step one to see what you got. You don't have to commit to some lawyer or credit repair person and pay all these thousands of dollars and waste your money. First, you can go on, you could get free reports yourself and look at what's on there. So that's step one for me.
Isn't
And step
that
two,
On that, is it, doesn't the government, provide a site, freecreditreport.com or something,
Yes.
or,
Once a year, you by law can ask for your full credit report with each of the bureaus. And there are services out there that you can just pull all three too, for a small fee. But I think that is step one. Whether you go the free way and they mail you all the stacks of papers and you go through it, or you get a third party. Sometimes we do suggest that to some clients to pay a small little fee if they want to, so that it's a little bit easier to read. And I work with a third party right now. They only charge $1 to pull your credit reports, which is great. So people can
it's awesome.
easily figure out what's going on, and they kind of highlight, hey, like, did you know you had these many late payments? Did you know you have a medical collections? And right now that's a huge issue, medical collections on credit reports, because a law was just passed that they cannot be on your credit reports anymore. So I have a number of clients actively trying to remove information like that from their credit report. And I think, from your original question, step two is to really, once you see that credit report, come up with a game plan or take action, highlight all that stuff that you think is not correct, and really start making steps. Because sometimes people see the credit reports and they're like, okay, I did it. But you still gotta put a little bit of work in. And I think that's where our nonprofit really comes in to help, kind of lift the load on that.
Absolutely. And one of the issues as, because I've done lending for a few years, and one of the issues on that is, one, you do need to understand your credit report. The earlier you decide to do that, the first, say that you are wanting to buy a home, but this goes for anything, because it affects what interest rate you may pay if you get a loan. Yes, it's great to do the Dave Ramsey, thing of pay cash if you can for what you can. But when it comes to a home, you generally you need to get a mortgage for that, most people. So understanding the credit report and what's on there, if there's things on there, because there are some people that just hasn't used credit before, and that's fine. But also, if you have a habit of making late payments, depending on the loan program, it could be 12 months, it could be 24 months. For a conventional loan, it could be even longer on some things, as far as, the lender wants to see on-time payments. One or two may be able to be overlooked depending, but your credit score generally needs to be in the better range and have a deeper history. But you could still do things. So just make sure that you pay everything on time. Another thing that will help with credit score is the utilization. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter whether your credit card is $500 credit limit or whether it's $50,000. Uh, it'll still impact the score the same way. Generally, you want to keep the usage of balance less than 30%. Generally, I think the ideal range, just from my perspective and what I saw, was kind of, when it comes time for, the sweet spot of eking out every point that you could, was a 5 to 10% balance on there. But hey, just as long as you're paying everything off on time and keeping the balance low, that's the main thing with that. And so those are a couple other things with that. Now, you were mentioning about the medical debt. I know, not, it had gotten, and it's been a little while now, that, nothing new was being reported, but yet the old stuff was, as far as medical debt, was being still on there. Now, it didn't affect mortgages, but it could affect scores. So
Right.
are you saying that it's now, they should be in the process of cleaning that up to where it shouldn't even be on there?
Yes. So at this point, it was passed, that no medical records, or medical, bills should be on your credit report. So, unfortunately, you know how broken the system is. If you're not proactive on trying to get those items off, since that law was passed, then they might be on there for a while, and it could affect quite a few people. So this is a big thing. I mean, that this just passed 2 weeks ago, so it is fairly new, and they didn't really say how fast the credit bureaus are going to take all those medical bills off. So if you just kind of wait and see if it happens, it might take a whole year. I mean, I don't know. So that's why, especially with my clients, I'm trying to tell them, if you have medical bills that are on your credit report, let's definitely look at that and take some actions on it.
Be proactive, get that credit report, the history of the credit report, see if it's on there. And then, because some people are gonna have the urgency of, because I want to, I want to have a home, I want to go buy a home, and, if you're doing that, hey, it ties into what we do here at openhousesUSA.net. You want to have a lender, go ahead and get you pre-approved. So if you're interested in a home, you go to an open house, you can visit it, as many open houses as you want, but one, have a real estate agent, but go visit open houses to see what things you like and what you don't like, because you don't even have to have an agent to go in and to see those, or a pre-approval letter. But if you're thinking about buying a home, you want to get your credit in place. That's a big aspect to it, but you want to develop the right habits, because mortgage is huge on there. You're committing to generally most people a 30-year mortgage on there. You want to try to pay that off sooner, but 15 to 30 is uh, what you're committing to, and that's why lenders like to see on-time payments, because they want to see that you take your responsibilities seriously. So that's where you can go on that. As we wrap up here, where can they find you at?
So our website is forchangefinancial.org. So we're on the internet. You can definitely find us there. Our platform, has quite a few services, like I stated, whether you're trying to find an online course or just research our extensive library, or schedule a call. You could do it all there on the website. And I'm just excited that I'm in a position where I can serve and give people the information they really need.
Absolutely. And one last thing here. We didn't discuss this here, but are you limited in which states you can help people?
No, I mean, I serve the whole United States at this point. So it's really nice that I've leveraged these online, courses, so people can go on there and, learn as they want to learn and get the information. It's interesting because a lot of the time we're not, we don't learn this stuff in school, unfortunately. And I've just seen this, overwhelming number of people wanting to go in and do this credit 101 course, and what is it? And I want to learn, just the basics. Build a great, strong credit foundation, really can change the mindset of people and, their overall future. So I'm really excited to help the way I do.
Absolutely. And real estate agents, use Therese's company as a resource to be able to help your clients, because there are there's a lot of people out there that, if it could be in a much better position, just as long as they knew what they got taken care of what they needed to with their financials, just being able to pay their bills on times, and just get that habit of the credit and paying bills on time in the right position. Because I've seen it as a lender where people would make the income, but they didn't take, paying their bills on time, and therefore they had to wait for a period of time. And so definitely reach out. I'm sure that we could probably talk a lot more on some things, but this has definitely been enlightening. Therese, I really appreciate it. Is there any last word that you'd like to leave?
I mean, I love working with individuals, lenders, realtors all across the country. I know that everybody is really busy. So I love, pouring into their clients, if given the opportunity, and really helping them, whether that's 3 months of our help or a year, trying to get them to home ownership is such an amazing feeling. And thank you very much for inviting me on today and
Oh,
sharing.
absolutely. It's always an important topic on there. So we do appreciate it. And uh, we'll have Teresa's information in the description on this as well. We did reference a particular time period, and right now we're in late January of 2025. So that's where we're at on this. So in a few weeks, it'll be a couple months ago that law went into effect. But excuse me, just keep up on everything. Also, real estate agents, post your open houses on openhousesusa.net. If you're someone just interested in going to visit open houses, or to interested in buying a house, you know, visit the website, take a look at it, set up your reminders on there. We're gonna be growing and growing. We've just kind of started out with this, and we're excited about what we have to offer. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.